Welcome, folks, to episode 2 of Anonymous Dad Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Starks. We are live. We are talking about mental health today. I'll give people a few minutes to log on to see if they want to join in, tap in, leave questions, comments, things like that. But we are here. We are here. We are live. We are live. Mental health. Mental health. I know this is a topic that a lot of people would like to talk about, to discuss, because it's something that everybody goes through. It's something that it affects everybody, not just dads. It affects mothers, it affects kids also. But we are here to talk about, of course, dads and how dads are affected through mental health. Let me start by saying that, for one, personally, I've had my own mental health experiences, things like that. Everybody suffers from anxiety, whether they know it or not. And anxiety got to me real bad at one point in time in my life. So, and how I dealt with it, I did seek therapy. And it did help me out. And if anybody who's ever had to experience mental health issues or things like that, of that nature, then they understand that therapy does help with those mental health issues. Being a dad and dealing with mental health it can get to you sometimes. It can make you feel like the world is crashing down on you. Feel like you're enclosed. So what you would like to do is find an outlet, not just somebody, but an outlet, whether it be a therapist, whether it be friends, whether it be, some kind of sports or whatever it is, something to get you out of that mental health state, to that state of, where you're feeling like yourself again. But being under mental health is a very touchy subject, because of the fact that we as dads, for one, don't seek the help that we should. What I mean by that is, it's hard for men to talk. All right, and I'm about to get into the meat of this thing when it comes to mental health. It's hard for dads to talk to other, not even just dads, but it's hard for men in general to talk to other guys, because they don't feel like they can understand. Number one, men have a problem with what we call pride. And we have to learn how to put pride aside and express our feelings. Men have a problem with feelings, in general. Men have a problem with letting other people hear them out. They tend to close in and put everything on their shoulders and try to be big, strong men and say, I can make it through. But that's not always the case, because everyone needs help. And so with mental health, we have to figure out a way how we can express our feelings. So as being a dad dealing with mental health issues, it can be tough. For number one, I'm going to tell you this. Growing up, I noticed that dads don't talk about a lot of feelings. Whether, my dad, he talked about his feelings and everything like that, but not a lot. And I know that his dad didn't talk about his feelings. And that's a problem. That's a generational problem, especially in our culture. And when I say our culture, I mean the black culture. The other cultures and other society and other, people, whatever, however you want to describe it or whatever like that, they sometimes can talk amongst each other. But when it comes to dads and when it comes to men, we don't do that. Back in the day, we'd always hear, "Oh, suck it up, you be all right, man up, toughen up." But we knew that was wrong, especially nowadays. We know that that was not the way to handle when it comes to mental health. We had to really tap into our inner emotions to express our feelings. And today's term, in today's world anyway, it's easy for us to do that. So our fathers and our grandfathers and our uncles and all of our older family members and people in society, they don't understand how to do that. But us growing up now in today's world, we have a more understanding of how mental health affects us on our daily, when it comes to work, when it comes to life in general, when it comes to kids, when it comes to relationships. We have to be strong, right? So we have to know how to interact, with other people and at the same time still be prideful. So when it comes to what's going on, mister? How you doing, sir? So when it comes to mental health, we can't be ashamed to express our feelings. I know that it's hard for one man to see another man cry, but it's all right. It is okay to show your inner self, and you don't have to be called soft. You don't have to be called whatever it is. You don't have to be, ashamed to show that, because of the fact of, if you don't express yourself, you don't let somebody know how you're feeling, not even just on a day-to-day basis, but like, let's just say, for instance, you're going through a tough time at the job, right? And you really can't explain everything to your spouse or whatever, and you need an outlet, all right? But you don't have that outlet. You holding everything in. Eventually, it's going to explode. Men are like a ticking time bomb. So what we try to do is, like I said, we bottle it all in, and it's eventually it's going to boom. It's just going to explode. And that's not the way how to handle situations like that. So we as dads and as men have to understand that we have to find outlets. We have to find friends. We have to find people to express ourselves. I personally have about 5 to 6 close friends. Each and every one of them are used differently. I got a friend that I can talk to about sports on a daily basis. I got a friend I can talk to about relationship on a daily basis. I got a friend I can talk to about finances on a daily basis. I got a friend that I can just talk to in general. The reason being is because of the fact of, I trust those other male figures, and they understand who I am as a person. Some of them have been in my life for 20 plus years. Some of them have been in my life for 2. But just the fact of, they understand who I am, because I am an open book. I am who I am, and I have no shame to be that. And that's another thing. You have to understand yourself in order to express yourself. You have to, once you understand who you are as a person, you can be able to express yourself openly. And that's how you can release. That's why you can clear your mental health. You can start to breathe. You can feel weight and pressure just come off of you. So as dads, we do carry such a big burden. We do carry such a big load because of the fact that we are providers for the family. We the ones who, we go to work, bust our butts 10, 12 hours a day. Not saying that the mothers don't do that either. They do. Like I say, but this is from a dad's point of view. All I can speak of is from, dads, right? So what I do, like we have to find that release. And when you go and talk to a friend or a confidant, somebody that you can trust, somebody that you know that won't go out here and just spread your information and everything like that, you'll understand that, man, I feel so much better. Like, when you go to work 7 o'clock in the morning, you know you don't want to go to work, but you know you got to get up in the morning because you got 1, 2, 3 little ones just sleeping. You look over, they're your lady or whoever it may be. I got to get up. I got to go do this work. I got to put in my work, put in my time so I can come home and feed my family. You do this day in and day out. You don't understand that builds up for a man. Because when he was younger, he did have a release point at some point, whether it had been high school sports, maybe it had been going out with friends, out the fellas, whatever it may be. You know, you had some guys that had release points with other females, whatever that was. When they were younger, they had a release point. But as they got older, they started kind of holding more things in because their circles got smaller. And mental health, all of that, they don't understand. And a lot of men didn't understand that. Like, why am I feeling like this? Because of the fact that it's their mental health that's having an effect. They didn't. And when your dad didn't understand what mental health is, and he can't explain it, how would you know? Do you get where I'm coming from? So if I can't go to my dad and say, hey, Dad, I got a problem. Not just speaking for my dad. I'm just talking in general right now. If I went to my dad, hey, Dad, I got a problem. And my daddy, your dad be like, well, son, I can't help you out. Then you'd be like, man, well, my dad can't help me out there. Who can I go to? So you like, all right, I'm going to leave that alone. Maybe I'll go to my friend. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? Man, I got to talk to you real quick. Your bro just sit back and listen to you, be like, man, I feel you. It feels good to get that off. But that's all you did, Sometimes you got to find somebody that you can connect with. Like I say, I got several friends that I could talk to with different subjects and everything. And they really understand. I got one close friend that I could talk to about my relationship and with my wife and everything like that. And the reason being because me and him had similar situations. And I could count on that guy. He'd be like, hey, bro, listen, what you got to do is you got to do this, that, and the third. You got to put this you got to put this in motion. I'm like, you're right. And I could bounce those words off of him and he can understand it. He can come to me with the same thing. And it feels like you're talking to the man in the mirror. But sometimes, dads, we need that. Because of the fact of who else can we turn to? You understand? So, with all that being said, like, mental health is key to life. If you have great mental health, you can have great physical health. You understand who you are as a person. You understand how the outside world, like, how it affects you, how you can affect it. You start to see things in a different aspect. Dads have to open up their mind. Don't be so shallow-minded. Don't be so... The blinders. Sometimes you got to take them blinders off. You got to... Hey, there's more out there than this. Right? So... And the kids can put pressure on you, whether it be spending time with them, whether it be, coming to the games and showing support, helping them out with homework, like there's been times where I'll get off work and I'll be like, I want to spend time with the family, but I'll be dead tired. I'll be like, I just want to come home and go to sleep. But you can't. So you got to be like, let me just find this little bit of energy that I got left to deal with them. It ain't just dealing with them, but you have to be with the family, man. You got to show some support that you're there. Because once you start disconnected from them, you really will start to lose them. So what you want to do is you want to, and I'm over here saving this on my computer. Once you start getting into once you start to lose your disconnect with your family, man, then that's a whole nother thing that your mind starts spiraling. Like, I know that there are men out there who think about life situations when they're handling business. When I mean handling business, whether it be at work, whether it do be dealing with business situations, whether it be, dealing with relationships, like you so much goes on in a man's mind. How can I make ends meet? Do I have enough money to pay this bill? Will I be able to have enough money to put food on my kids' table? Like, there's so much going on in a man's mind. The wife or the lady come to you. Well, honey, we need this, that, and the third. The kids need some new clothes. They need some new shoes. You're like, how can I do this? How can I make ends meet? There's been some times, so some guys, they'll turn to something that they shouldn't do. Like, they'll do some things that we all know is wrong. And we know that's not the way that it's supposed to go. Because we know that we have responsibilities as dads that we have to take care of. If we take ourselves out the picture, we feel like, man, who's going to provide for my family? Who's going to take care of our family? And that's when you have to break down that pride. Like, seriously, like, pride is one of the things that affects mental health in men so much. Because of, they feel like they have to take it on by themselves, and they don't. I ask all my fellow dads, the fathers, all my men, if you are going through a situation, talk to somebody. I watched a podcast today, and it touched me. When I say it touched me, like, I'm an emotional guy. I'm not ashamed to say that. I can get into my feelings, but it did touch me because this man that I heard talking, he grew up in a situation, and of course, it was a single family home, and he had several other brothers and sisters, and he became a great basketball star, but he felt so much pressure. And the group of guys that he was talking to, they was like, so, bro, what do you do to, what I'm saying, what do you do now? The man responded and said, I stay at home. One of the guys said, dude, you can't do that. He said, why? He said, I stay to myself. Because we need somebody to talk to. We need somebody to talk to. Because like I say, you keep all that bottled up, you just going to explode. And you're going to explode on the wrong person at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? You may end up exploding on your child. A 6, 7, 8-year-old don't need to hear you explode on them for what? Because they'll be like, what I do? And they did nothing wrong. But it's the fact of that you didn't know how to express your feelings. You didn't know how to talk to somebody because maybe your dad either wasn't there or he didn't talk to you about it. He didn't know about it. So you sit there like a deer in headlights, like, I ain't got nothing else to do. So mental health is very important to everyone, especially dads. And I want y'all to understand that from a black male's perspective, from a black dad's perspective, I encourage us as black men to really go seek help. Do you understand that I was reading a little article, a little bit before I got on, that everything that's been happening within the last 10 years. Let's go back to Trayvon Martin. All right, we all know the story about Trayvon Martin. We all know how the world reacted with that. We all know how the world reacted with Michael Brown. We all know how the world reacted with George Floyd. We all understand that. But we go back and look at the situation. Trayvon Martin had a father. Michael Brown had a father. George Floyd was a father. You get where I'm going with this? So we had black men who were fathers, had fathers and things like that. That if they had somebody to talk to at the time being, just to tell them to understand that, how mental health can affect them, maybe they wouldn't be in that situation. I'm not saying that it could have saved their lives, but just having somebody to talk to. You know, like mental health, your mental health is very important, not just to you, but to everybody else around you. You know, I got a lot of guys who are tapping in right now, have kids, they have families. But I wonder how many of those guys talk to somebody else, not even just on a daily basis, once a month. You know what I'm saying? Once a week, like 20 minutes, 5, 10, like it don't have to be an hour-long conversation. It could be, just give me 5 minutes, bro. And let me explain to you what's going on in my life real quick. We need that outlet. Mental health can affect you so much that it could take. My mama called me the other day and she said, "Hey, son, what's going on?" I said, "Nothing, just living life." She said, "Yeah, you right." I said, "It ain't easy." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Because if it was easy, we wouldn't have suicide." Think about that. Think about that. People who take their own lives, they can't deal. It's so much pressure. So much pressure in their mind. It ain't just like, it's pressure in their mind because they feel like they can't provide, they can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need somebody to talk to. Mental health, you gotta excuse me for a minute. Mental health is very important. You gotta excuse me for a minute, bro. Like, I know this on my second podcast, and I hate to get into something so serious and so emotional. But you gotta understand, all I know is being a black male for one. I'm a dad, but I love my people. It ain't just black men, it ain't just black women, it's everybody. I love people. So, I give y'all this information from a Dash perspective. But I encourage everyone to reach someone that you know that is going through any kind of problems. It ain't, a lot of times you don't see it. You have to talk to people. But people are scared to open up. Like I mentioned earlier, the podcast that I watched, the guy had experienced 2 deaths in a short amount of time. One was his mother, another was his cousin. And he felt like the people that was around him, that he felt like should have been close to him, they were laughing at him. Make it make sense, bro. Like, and this man had struggled his whole life. He came up through a bad situation and he turned it into a good, but all he knew was the bad. But had he had someone to talk to and explain it, that everything, you know, is a better way, I guarantee his situation would have played out different. I guarantee it. And the reason why, because I'm a testament of that. There are so many people out here that could tell you that just by talking to either a therapist or a close friend or a confidant, somebody that could believe in them and understand not even just their situation, but where they're coming from. Just listen. Just listen. It could change you. Yeah, I mean, your mental health is very important. So I encourage everyone, especially dads, especially men, go seek help if you have any kind of problem. Any kind of problem. I'm not recommending any therapist, but therapy may not be for everybody, which is not. But I guarantee you, you know somebody in your life that you came across that is a very genuine person that you can go and just express yourself. They'll embrace it. I know I have. And I'm thankful for those people in my life. I'm so thankful. You got some people, they'll reach out to their local preacher, which is good. You got some people who reach out to, you know, to a coworker, which is good. You know, you got some people who you ain't talked to in 10, 15 years. Hey man, let me holler at you real quick. I don't know, let's catch up real quick. But just because of the fact of you expressing yourself to them, they can be like, man, I just went through the same thing. You never know. You never know. But you gotta communicate it out. You gotta talk. And that's what we're fearing. Social media has made it easy for people to hide. You got some out there you can scroll for ever. I seen one person on the phone 12 hours and I'm sitting here like, what are you doing for 12 hours on that phone? Like, serious. Like, who are you talking to for 12 hours on that phone? You could be on social media just scrolling. People exposing themselves. Yeah, you see social media side of people. But I guarantee you, there's some of them, they have a deep, dark past. They got something going on up in here they don't want to talk about because social media is their outlet, which is all right. There ain't nothing wrong with having different outlets. But eventually, you got to learn how to talk. You can't just be sitting out here just putting out videos and dancing, doing all your little TikToks and all that stuff and showing, exposing, like, you know, hey, that's good. That's good. That's living your life. But you got to sit down and talk to somebody. I mean, I've had a friend that I've known since high school that me and him, we bumped heads. As we got older anyway. But it was all good because we talked. I understood where I was wrong to him. I expressed how I felt to him. I apologized because I knew I was wrong. And there's a lot of people, I didn't realize this until I got older. A lot of people told me that, hey man, you bullied me in high school. I was like, what? Like, man, how you mean? I'm a jokester, I'm a clown, everything like that. But I didn't understand how that affected the people in their mental health until I got older. I had to realize that I really was a child. But at the same time, by me being that child and being that jokester, that affected their mental health. You know? And to anyone who's ever watching this, you know, anybody that I know that I have did any kind of disservice to your life, I apologize. I am not one to shy away from apologizing for my wrongdoings. I can hold myself accountable for my actions. Like, I've matured. I've grown. I became the person who I became because of the fact of I talk to people. I let them know what I did, my outlets. Like I've done various things, you know, and I understood my wrongs in life. And I knew what I had to do to correct those things. You gotta understand, mental health is very important. It'll make you live a long life on this world, especially if you got kids. You have to connect with your insides. Understand who you are as a person so you can be a better dad. So you can be a better husband, a better boyfriend, a better whatever it is. You got to understand who you are. You got to understand how to tap into your mental health. I mean, if you have, you know, any kind of questions or comments, like, please leave them in my on my write me. You know, I'll help out who I can. I can't sit here and say I'm the answer to it all because I know I'm not. You know, you have to believe in what you want to believe in. You know, use your resources. There's this thing called Google. Find out who you can tap into. Find out what you can tap into to understand that who you are as a person, so you can be a better version of you. That's all we strive to be in life, is just a better version of ourselves. How can we make ourselves better each and every day? I got this tattoo right here. It's called Do Better. The reason why I got it, because I know that every day in my life, I can always do better than what I did. You can too. You can too. Believe in yourself. If you know somebody who's struggling in life with their mental health, tap them on their shoulder. Say, hey, you want to talk? They're like, nah, I'm good. Hey, let's go talk. Even if you start talking and get the ball rolling, that right there, the conversation starter sometimes has to start with you. Like, you don't have to be the person that's going through something. If you know somebody who's going through something in life, you can just start the conversation. It could be something off the wall. Man, you check out that game the other day. Yeah, man, I saw that thing. Yo, hey, but look, check this out, bro. Like, that's how you can just tap into people. If you really care about somebody, you will find a way to help them out. You'll find that. Seriously, like, I need everyone, each and everyone that watched this video, to get in contact with at least 2 to 3 people that you know that are struggling. You may not see it physically, but you can see it on their body language, their expressions, their like day to day, how their action. You can understand and see that they're going through something, and they're not going to talk about it to everybody. But I guarantee you, they'll open up to somebody. Maybe that person ain't you. Maybe that's, somebody else. But everybody needs someone to talk to. Like, I can't express enough how important your mental health is. Like, go seek help if you are going through any kind of situation. I don't care what it is. Talk to somebody. It's very important. Not just, like I say, this podcast ain't just for dads. It's for everybody. It's informal. It's for everybody to gather this information and take it to the next person. Take it to that person. Tell a dad, tell a mother, tell a grandma, tell an uncle, tell a cousin, tell any and everybody that you know. Like, I'm just here to talk with y'all. I am one of y'all. I'm not I ain't no celebrity. I ain't the people that's on TV every day. I'm one of y'all. I'm going to be real with you. Like your skin. I'm going to be real. Yeah, you pinch yourself, that's real. I'm real. And like I say, just go seek help, man. Because we all need it. We all do need it. I appreciate y'all joining me today. Like I say, my podcast ain't going to be long. Today, it was near dear to my heart because of the fact that, like I say, I went through it, and I know people that go through it daily. And it's hard for us to talk. And if somebody want to contact me and talk, hey, I'm here. I'm not reachable every day, but I'm here. And if I'm not the one that you can talk to, find somebody to talk to. Your mental health is so important, not just to you, but to everybody around you, especially my dads. Like, you understand, fathers, dads, express it. Mental health, man. It's very important to you. It's near and dear. I'll catch y'all in the next episode, all right?